Some people online on X have proper annoyed me this last few days. And it's not like me to be annoyed, but it's annoyed me because it's about free speech. I was the compere at the Advance UK conference in Manchester on Saturday. And at the end of the conference, there was question and answers with Ben Habib. And as you can imagine, everybody in the room, almost everybody then, put their hand up. I want to ask Ben a question. And I was comparing that. So I've got the microphone. And I've said to everybody, I need short, direct questions. Short questions. And the first person to put the hand up was a young woman. So I gave her the mic. And this complaint has got nothing to do with this woman. She was entitled to do whatever she wanted to do. I gave her the mic. And the first thing she says is, my question is going to take 2 minutes. And straight away I'm going, if I'd have known that, I probably wouldn't have give you the mic. But I can't take the mic off you now, you've got it. So she asked her a question. And it went on and on and on. It wasn't a question, it was a monologue. She thought she was at Speaker's Corner. She thought she could say whatever she wanted and give a lecture. Half the time she was talking, she was looking at the audience. Wasn't even looking at Ben Habib, who the question's directed to. She wasn't asking the question. That and the topic as well, and the topic was annoying the audience, who started heckling her. I'm telling the audience to be quiet because she has a right to speak. She has the microphone. I'm telling them to be quiet. I end up going up to her and saying, get to the question, get to a question. And eventually she got to her question, and I got Ben Habib to answer the question. Now, just because her question was around Judaism, and she's obviously not a fan of Judaism, absolutely fine. Online now are going, we were censoring her, we were doing this, you're in the pockets of Jews, Nick Buckley sucks sweat off Jewish balls. And it's like, what are you talking about? She wasn't censored. She was given a microphone and she got round eventually to asking a question. And when I took the microphone off her, that's because she wanted to ask more questions. And it's like, I've got 50, 60 people in this room, all want to ask questions. And before we got to the question section, we had to cancel one of the speakers and say to him, sorry, we know we said you could speak, but you can't now, we're running over. And things like this happen all the time at events. You always run over. The speaker before Ben Habib, I had to signal to tell him, shorten your speech, you're running over. And he was talking about Christianity. Oh, Nick Buckley is censoring someone talking about Christianity. Well, no, I'm trying to keep it on track. I'm trying to keep the whole event on track and to the time we've already organised to make sure everything runs smoothly. So this woman wasn't censored. This woman got up, asked the question, which some people in the audience didn't like. And they booed, some, and now that was disrespectful, and I told them all to be quiet because she has a right to speak. And now, and then also, I rolled my eyes. Well, I rolled my eyes all the time. I rolled my eyes reading your stupid, idiotic tweets. I rolled my eyes then. I can roll my eyes anytime I want to roll my eyes. And I was rolling my eyes because it's like, this question isn't going to end. She's now turned it all around now to Judaism. And she's been talking for a minute and a half. And is there a question coming? Is there a question? And in my head, I'm going, ask a bloody question. That's what this is, question and answers. Ask a question. And eventually she got round to asking the question. And then I wouldn't allow her to ask any more questions. Just like I didn't allow anybody else in the audience to ask more than one question. And we only got to about maybe 12 people asking questions. And 30, 40 people were disappointed because they didn't get to ask a question. It's difficult comparing events like this. It's difficult making sure everyone gets to speak. And if you watch the whole video and have a look how long that... Again, this criticism has got nothing to do with the lady. I'm criticising the people online who use this opportunity to create a mountain out of a molehill. And why? Partly because some of them are stupid. Some of them have their own agenda. And some of them see anti-Jewish conspiracies everywhere. Oh, it's all being stopped because she's talking about Judaism. People can talk about anything they wish to, especially if I'm in charge of the microphone and the event. There is no topic you can't talk about. The woman wasn't shut down. She was told to ask your question, and I'm sorry you can't ask any more questions because there's 60 people who got their hands up. That was the issue. I don't see a problem. I don't see a problem anywhere. And if you do think there is something sinister behind Judaism, well, first of all, maybe you're right. Who knows? I don't know. But if you are right, what you need to do is convince the public. And if the public are not convinced, there's only two reasons for that. The first thing is you're wrong. Or the second reason is you're not good enough to convince people. Because the lady making that speech, it was all over the show. What she should have done was pick one aspect that she didn't like, that she had evidence for, and went, Ben, blah, 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 blah. What do you think of that? What's Advance going to do about that? And then Ben would have answered it. He'd have been on the spot. But when you're trying to cover 15 different things and you're trying to answer a question, it's like, I don't even know where to start with this. So if you do feel Judaism is sinister and there's things behind it and they're doing things and they're destroying the country, I'm happy to listen to that. But please, by Jesus, please get to the point. Get to the point. Explain yourself better. Show some evidence. And one of the criticism was, well, it's okay to criticise Islam. Well, when we criticise Islam, what we do is we point to the grooming gangs. We point to terrorism. We point to mass immigration. That's what we point to. Well, point to something that the Jews are doing. Point to it. But no one ever does. Oh, you're shutting me down. Not shutting you down, but you do need to keep your mouth shut because you don't know what you're talking about most of the time. Free speech is really important. And crying wolf over free speech just damages free speech. Oh, I used to like Nick Buckley, but now he rolled his eyes when someone said this, and oh, I don't like Nick Buckley anymore, now he's in someone's pocket. Grow up. Grow up and grow a pair. That's what you need to do, grow a pair. I'm trying to get involved in some serious politics here. I'm trying to save the country. And what you're doing is you're looking for any narrative that reinforces your belief. And again, maybe your belief is right. Because many of the things I've grew up with thinking was wrong, it's turned out to be right. And half the things I thought were right have now turned out to be wrong. So I'm here for changing. But I'm not here for moaning. I'm not here for you twisting the narrative. Nick Buckley is censoring free speech. Where? Where? I gave her a microphone. She spoke for minutes and minutes. And eventually she got to a question. And we allowed her to ask the question. And I made sure she got an answer. I just wouldn't let her ask more questions. Because there was no time. Other people wanted to ask. And when the audience got rowdy, I was the one who told them to be quiet. When I got the mic back, I told them all to be quiet. And she has a right to speak. And she has a right to be heard. And we will give her an answer to her question. That's what I said on the mic. It's all on tape. So everyone who was complaining online, first of all, none of you were there. Stop moaning. Stop moaning. And stop twisting stuff to fit your own narrative. You need to grow up. You need to start listening to people. Because maybe you'll learn something then. Listen to people. We've all got something valuable to say. If we can just listen to them. And if you've got a point to make, my advice is make it better. Make it better. Stop blaming other people that you can't convince them on something. Stop blaming them. Blame yourself. Pass the baton over to someone who's a better communicator, a better debater. Pass the baton over, because obviously you're not achieving what you're trying to achieve. I'm sorry for the rant, but this is about free speech. And I'm sick of people who pretend to support free speech, then using free speech as a weapon. And this is a human trait. These people are just like the crazies on the left. Oh, I don't like what you're saying. I don't care if you like it or not. I don't work for you. I say and do what I want when I want. Because I'm a free man living in a semi-free country. If you've got a point to make a point. Don't twist stuff. And that's what you were doing over the weekend. Looking for anything that fits your agenda instead of listening carefully, seeing what happened, and then going, right, that's what happened. If you've moaned, don't subscribe. And if you haven't moaned, subscribe. And I'll definitely moan at you next time. Because as I'm getting older, there's more things to moan about. See you next time.